Good evening, this is BrassTacks. I'm Zakir Jacob. The Prime Minister undertook a massive roadshow today in Delhi to kick off the BJP's national executive. This executive will start the BJP's preparations for 2024. Clearly, after the recent round of assembly elections, the Prime Minister and the BJP are in numero uno position, particularly after the result in Gujarat, where after 27 years, almost 3 decades in power, the BJP came back with its biggest election victory yet. On the other hand, Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra will end later this month in Srinagar. Has the Yatra helped a divided opposition? Are opposition parties able to rally around Rahul Gandhi to take on Modi in 2024? Has his image undergone a transformation? And most importantly, will that necessarily result in electoral success for the Congress and the opposition? But first, the story so far.
हमें 9 प्रदेशों में चुनाव को लड़ना है और अगले साल 24 में लोकसभा का चुनाव है। तो उन्होंने सारे राष्ट्रीय कार्यकारिणी के सदस्यों का आह्वान किया कि कमर कसकर लग जाएं, हमें एक भी चुनाव नहीं हारना है।
भारत जोड़ो यात्रा का असर है उन पर। हम लोग यहाँ 122 दिन से कन्याकुमारी से रोज 23-24 किलोमीटर चल रहे हैं और आज कुछ 2-3 घंटे के लिए एक छोटा सा रोड शो प्रधानमंत्री ने निकाला है, ये दिखाने के लिए कि वो अभी भी लोकप्रिय हैं। उनके लिए तो ये रोड शो इवेंट मैनेजमेंट है।
All right, so is it setting the stage for the 2024 battle? It's the road show. The Prime Minister and the BJP at the peak of their popularity, some would say, given the recent assembly election victories, and a Congress party and Rahul Gandhi who are in transformation through the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Tuin Sinha, BJP spokesperson, joining us. Dr. Ajay Kumar, spokesperson of the Congress party. Advaita Kala, author and writer. Sanjay Jha, former Congress leader. Smita Prakash, editor ANI, also on the broadcast. Let me start with you, Tuin Sinha. You heard what Jairam Ramesh said, that the Prime Minister's roadshow was in response to the humongous response that Rahul Gandhi is getting during the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Are you nervous that 2024, and we're 15 months away, may not be as much of a easy cakewalk as 2019 and 2014 were?
Good evening, Zaka. Rahul Gandhi's yatra is a yatra without a cause. So Bharat Jodo is anything but Bharat Jodo. We barely took out a couple of hours of yatra, which was mainly for thanksgiving to the people of the country who have consistently supported the party and further reassuring them that we will be consistently there for them. The difference between the BJP and the opposition is very clear today. The BJP wants to take India into 2047 as a true Vishwaguru. The opposition is desperate to take India back to the days of 1990s of Bihar, and the only motive is self-aggrandizement. There are 4 things basically which define the present opposition. One is brazen corruption, whether it is Rahul Gandhi, who's out on bail in the National Herald case, or Lalu Yadav and his family, who, sooner than later, law will catch up with them in the IRCTC land case. Number 2, Hindu bashing. Today I'm challenging Rahul Gandhi to take a stand against Chandrasekhar, the guy, the minister in Bihar, who has repeatedly been on a diatribe against the Hindu community, who has been abusing Ramcharitramanas. Can Rahul Gandhi or any opposition leader take a stand on that? No, they can't.
Okay.
Third, obviously, is the freebie politics. just without any sense of the economics involved, Rahul Gandhi and other opposition leaders want to promise the moon without realizing that their own financial, the person, Montek Ahluwalia, who was one of the mainstays of the economic policies of between 2004 to 2014, he has been principally opposed to the same freebie politics.
Okay, so let me ask Dr. Ajay Kumar, I'll get to the issues in 1 second, but the fact is, Dr. Ajay Kumar, the BJP and the Prime Minister are in numero uno position for 2024, not least because of the recent assembly election results that we've seen in Gujarat, for example. After almost 30 years in power, the BJP comes back with the biggest majority yet. The previous round of assembly elections earlier in 2022, the BJP wins 4 out of 5 states, including the biggest in the country, Uttar Pradesh. What gives you confidence that the Congress will be able to put up a challenge, and specifically Rahul Gandhi will be able to put up a challenge in 2024, given what happened in 2019 and in 2014?
So, Zaka, a couple of things before my colleague from the Bharatiya Janata Party. When they give freebies or whatever they call it, they said free vaccine and kept, as if the people of India don't pay tax. And the Prime Minister and the poster all across the country. And when they were giving these vaccines, for them, when they were giving the vaccines, it's, they think it's not a freebie. When they give free electricity, they promise free electricity, they promise different kinds of food, grain. They put posters saying that the Prime Minister is giving you free food, 5 kgs per people. So it's shameful. The second issue is, why doesn't the Prime Minister speak and Mr. Amit Shah speak against why ask Mr. Rahul Gandhi? If you have so much of guts, ask Prime Minister to speak against the minister in Bihar. So don't keep preaching to other people. First ask your leaders to speak against them and see what will happen in Bihar. The third issue, which is most important, is, look, Zaka, if you and everybody on the panel, look at it that the Prime Minister and the leaders of this government, posters all over the place. If you go to any developed country, Vishwaguru 2047 and kind of statement my colleague makes. Interesting. Is it a Vishwaguru to put posters of your Prime Minister everybody, or is it like Uzbekistan or Uzbekistan or Azerbaijan and all these countries, which have dictatorship and all? This is the only one of these South Asian countries where you continue to see, you want to be Vishwaguru, but you do all things which go against a Vishwaguru. Third issue, if we are Vishwaguru, then why is it in 2023 a scheduled caste boy gets beaten up in Uttar Kashi for entering a temple and none of these BJP leaders speak about it? What is this Vishwaguru?
No,
when
we are diverging from the topic at hand, which is that 2024, the electoral battle for 2024. Have the lines been drawn today with the roadshow and then, of course, the Bharat Jodo that's been there for the last 100+ days now? No, so I want to ask, let me ask Smita Prakash, one thing that opposition leaders, as well as some in the BJP, may privately admit, that Bharat Jodo seems to have changed Mr. Rahul Gandhi's image somewhat. He's not derisively sort of joked about. He's not looked at as someone who is clueless or out of depth. He seems to have, quote unquote, come of age in this yatra. Do you reckon that is a possibility, or that is something that you're seeing on the ground? And how may that translate or not necessarily translate into electoral success? Because like I said, the BJP just won Gujarat big, they won Uttar Pradesh, they won 4 out of 5 states in the assembly elections. And in 2023, where you have 9 states going to polls, it's primarily Congress versus BJP.
Yeah, Zaka, I think there will be one section of the opposition which will continue to mock Rahul Gandhi for being a non-serious politician. But they also have to now, I think, recalibrate their way of, mocking him, because he has made the effort. He has got out of that comfort zone that he was in. He has undertaken this yatra. Now, if this is the 10th, 15th, 20th time that he's going to be repositioned and put forward before the electorate, that's for the Congress to do. But one thing is certain, that if there was a sense of status within the party, Rahul Gandhi has managed to shake them out of that. Okay. He was not expected to do it, because he is the reason why there was a status in the party, because there was no president, there was no vice president. He was going on vacation. He was not really a serious person. Priyanka Gandhi was there, not there. Nobody knew what was going on. But with this Bharat Jodo, at least within the Congress ranks, there seems to be a sense of purpose. And better late than never, if they are the ones who are going to be taking on the BJP in over 200 seats across the country as the principal opposition there, then I think it's about time that they got their act together. That having been said, today's roadshow, which you began by talking about what the Prime Minister was doing if the Congress is to say that the Prime Minister is trying to replicate what Rahul Gandhi is doing, no. Because this is something that the BJP has always done, which is roadshows, right? From the days of Advani to Murli Manohar Joshi to everybody, the party knows how to do this, how to do yatras and roadshows, and the nature of interaction that a prime minister has, he cannot go among the people because of security reasons, whoever the prime minister is. So hence, roadshows become a necessity for the prime minister to do this. They have lost Himachal. They're not going to take that easy. You listed out this whole, the number of elections that they have won, but they will also concentrate on the reason for the losses. So there'll be a whole lot of this Chintan Manthan that they do to find out the reasons. And as today they said that 9 states go to polls in 2023 and they want to win each one of those 9 states.
So Sanjay Jha, of those 9 states, let's look at the big ones, right? Karnataka, again, it's a straight fight, Congress, BJP. And then later on in the year, you have Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh. All three, it's a straight fight between Congress and BJP. If you go back to the 2019 Lok Sabha election, and Smita was referring to this as well, there were 189 constituencies out of 543 where it was a direct fight between Congress and BJP. And the BJP won 164 out of these 189. What makes you believe that 5 years down the line, that has changed? Forget about, it being an equal battle. At least the Congress will be able to put up a fight better than the 17 or 18 seats that it won against the BJP in direct fights.
Well, Zaka, first and foremost, a good evening to all the panelists and to yourself. There are 2 points that I wish to make, really. Number one is if the BJP today sounds nervous or, they are palpably concerned over the success of the Bharat Jodo Yatra, I think it's understandable because anyone who's a serious politician knows, and I think Mr. Modi knows it better than anybody else, that you never know when the public mood changes. Sometimes it is spectacularly surprising. Sometimes it happens in a very imperceptible fashion over a period of time. Now, let me give you one example of that. Amit Shah goes on record to suddenly make a statement out of the blue, in my opinion, to say that the Ram Mandir will be inaugurated on the 1st of January. I thought that was, in a great number of ways, a blunder of sorts, because you don't really make an announcement of that kind in the casual manner in which he did. He was clearly responding, and I think the BJP today knows it, that there are no permanent winners and losers in politics. I've been part of the Congress when the Congress was actually in opposition in 2003, and I've seen the victory in 2004 and 9. And the reason why the Congress lost was because of the hubris within that BJP is unlikely to become a force under Advani or whoever replaces them. So I think the BJP is aware that the Bharat Jodo Yatra is not possibly one of instant gratification, but I do believe that over the long haul, it's not just Rahul Gandhi's political brand.
Sanjay, the issue again is clearly everyone on the panel will agree that the Congress on its own today is not in a position to take on the BJP. There's probably a 1 in 3 differential between the Congress and the BJP. So the best shot that the Congress has is as a collective of opposition parties. Now, there again, the question comes back to this so-called index of opposition unity. We've seen Mr. Kharge, the Congress president, send out letters to opposition leaders to join the last leg of Bharat Jodo in Srinagar on the 30th of January. Again, there are very, very notable omissions from the opposition space. I mean, what is going to be the role of a Mamata Banerjee? What is going to be the role of a KCR? What is going to be the role of an Arvind Kejriwal? These are all imponderables which neither the Congress seems to have an answer to, nor other opposition parties seem to have an answer to.
Zaka, a quick response to you. Number one, you mentioned the correct data that the BJP and the Congress are head-to-head on roughly 185 to 200 seats.
Yeah.
And in both 2014 and 19, the Congress has been decisively defeated. But that's precisely why the BJP will be worried. And the Congress actually has an opportunity to completely kind of reset, as they say, the entire electoral game. Think about it. These are states where the Congress is a formidable player. If the Congress were to win even 40%, if they win 50% or more, is phenomenal. The BJP comes down from 303 to 200. And, and I can tell you that if the Congress plays an accommodative politics, which I expect it to do, then you will find the regional players taking on the BJP in their states, while the Congress is able to actually bring the BJP and the Congress battle to the level playing field that it should be.
Okay.
I mean, last time
So,
the Pulwama that came into play.
Okay, Pulwama changed the equation. I heard this from an earlier Congress spokesperson as well. But let me ask Advaita Kala, the issues that are going to dominate. Clearly, 2024, we've had 2 years of COVID. People have hurt because of that. Now again, there is talk of a looming recession and so on and so forth. But ultimately, 2019 and 2024 will be fought on wholly different issues and perhaps in wholly different contexts and parameters. The issue is that, yes, BJP also realizes that there are issues on the ground. Price rise is an issue. Joblessness is an issue. But what do they have to counter that? A divided opposition. B, of course, today, as Tuhin said, there is a Hindu vote bank. There is a Hindutva vote bank. And the BJP has milked that. Has that reached sort of capacity, as some would say? Or is there still space to grow? Where is the BJP going to expand to make up for some of the losses that people like Sanjay Jha and Dr. Ajay Kumar are saying it'll have to face because of anti-incumbency?
I think to a large extent, the Bharatiya Janata Party is a different animal in the electoral landscape of the country. Even when the results came out on December 8th, everybody was talking about the historic win in Gujarat. And my reading of the situation was that when those doors close and the Prime Minister goes into that meeting with the other senior leaders of the party, the only thing that they're going to be discussing is probably Himachal. Because that's where they lost, although it's a much smaller state. So I think this BJP, the avatar that we see it in today, is extremely target focused. It's on the ball. It's working 24/7. And this is right from the Prime Minister downwards. I mean, that's the kind of work ethic they have. So if the Congress is actually going out and doing the Bharat Jodo Yatra and all of these other initiatives, I don't think it's so much of a problem for the BJP as much as it's the Congress's need for survival, which is very important. The fact that it's ceding space to AAP, the fact that it needs to project itself as the pole opposition party, and it's not in that position to do so. So this is really a resurrection of the party and its fortunes more than a challenge to the BJP.
But let's say Advaita, in the coming set of assembly elections, like I said, Karnataka is a straight fight. Much of the North Indian states that go towards the end of the year, Rajasthan,
Gujarat is straight fight.
If
Gujarat is straight fight.
Yeah, no. If the Congress is able to put up a decent performance in these straight fights, do you think then by 2024 it will be the principal pole of the opposition or no?
I think it depends entirely on how they perform in the elections that are coming up. But having said that, I think when you have TRS coming forward, you have Mamta waiting, biding her time. The only person who sort of opted out is Mayawati at this point of time. AAP is anyone, anywhere, anytime you listen to AAP, any victory that they have over the Congress in Punjab, I might remind you, they are very, very clearly saying that the Congress is done. We're the alternative.
Okay.
So I don't think it's that easy for the Congress right now. And if they put up a performance like they put up in Gujarat, where they pretty much tossed in the towel, where Rahul Gandhi did, I guess, 1 or 2 rallies at best.
Yeah.
And they lost that block of 30% votes that they've had forever and ceded that space to the BJP. You're asking where the BJP votes are coming from. Just look at Gujarat. The BJP votes are coming from Congress voters as well.
Okay. Dr. Ajay Kumar, again, the fundamental question, and this is how the campaign is going to be framed. It was in 2019, it was in 2014. Is Modi is the face of this government. Modi is the face of this ruling party, right? There has to be a face to take him on. And if that face is going to be Rahul Gandhi, as was the case in 2019 and in 2014, will other opposition leaders agree to that? And B, more importantly, why should we believe that the results will be any different? Because we've seen this contest in the past. What is there on the ground that leads you to believe that this contest, if it were to happen again in 2024, the results will be different?
No, so it is interesting. The previous speaker spoke on Gujarat and didn't mention Himachal. If you remember that Himachal had already put in all the TV channels had already predicted that the BJP was sweeping Himachal. Same thing is going to happen in whether it's Madhya Pradesh. They're going to change the chief minister, I believe, in Madhya Pradesh. And so much as much they might keep shouting from the rooftops in Rajasthan. But things are, I mean, if things look difficult, they keep to propagate that the leadership issues in Congress in Rajasthan. But they have a bigger crisis in Rajasthan themselves. Karnataka, you will see the way, and if Karnataka is a model of what the BJP promises, that means the most incredible corruption in the country. That is one aspect. The second aspect is, I think Sanjay hit the nail on the head. The issue is, if they are down by 60 to 70 seats and the opposition comes up by 60, 70 seats, you'll be sure that even the BJP won't like to see the two gentlemen at the top, leading this party. First question. So, as much as you might think that you're the most, like Trump was, unbeatable, Himachal has got there's no minorities in Himachal, by the way, just for the information of the other panelists who were speaking on it. And the Hindutva vote or not the Hindutva vote, I think it's a currency which may not last for too long. I told you the Uttarakashi example and why I said it's a very relevant topic. That if in 2023, if a scheduled caste boy is beaten up with sticks on fire for the whole night. One sec, let me complete. Zaka,
just give me 10 seconds. You may think that the Hindutva card may have run its course, but please tell me seriously that if the Ram temple is going to get inaugurated in January of 2024 and general elections are going to be between March and May of 2024, are you seriously telling me that that will not have a Hindutva vote dividend for the BJP?
So I'm telling you seriously, what's happening in Bihar? The question is, the politics is also the factor. Look, the one is that, is the percentage of vote going to increase than what it used to be earlier? And the reason for the defeat, for the opposition not doing well, was the opposition index of unity fact of life. But I've seen it. I mean, whether it's in Tripura. Now, I'll just complete it. Zaka, just indulge me for 30 more seconds. The fact is that and in lots of states, we're able to get the opposition on board together. There will be Aam Aadmi Party, which we don't want to get on board, and there'll be a couple of guys across on different political formation we may not want to. But as much as BJP is working hard, I don't think the Congress, and I'm proud of it, that the Congress party is, for many, many years, I have not seen so much of energy, so much of activity, people speaking, people raising the right issues.
Okay.
So, are those 60, 70 seats for them to lose for the Bharatiya Janata Party on the present situation? Or what they have? Definitely yes. If somebody is going to say, no, that can't happen, and if those 60, 70 seats they lose, whether it is to the Congress or to the other opposition colleagues, then they're down to 200, 180, 200.
Okay. So no. Fair enough. Like I said, you're an opposition party.
Yeah. So you need to lose just 70 odd
come up
seats.
with your own strategies, and if your strategy is to make sure that BJP comes down by 60 to 70 seats, then fair enough. I mean, nobody has a quibble with that.
No,
I want to ask
Queen
Sinha. I think the basis of that political calculation by Dr. Ajay Kumar is, you look at Bihar, where the NDA swept last time. Now there is a different alliance that is in power. You look at Maharashtra, where again, Shiv Sena and BJP were in alliance last time. You swept that state. I think you got 42 out of 48. Now there is a different political equation there. These big states, the losses that you're likely to see in 2024 because you maxed out in 2019, where are you going to make up for those losses? That is why Dr. Ajay Kumar and the others in the opposition space believe that the BJP will be negated by about 50 to 60 seats in 2024 because these big states, the equations have changed.
Zaka, I can tell you that in Maharashtra there will be a complete sweep because the way the corruption of the Aghadi government has been exposed and the Congress support to that Vasuli gang of the Aghadi, I think there will be a complete sweep. And there are three other states, Telangana, Tamil Nadu and Bengal, where you will be surprised by the upsurge in BJP seats. Between the three states, there are 95 seats, and I can give you in writing that at least 50 seats will come to the BJP because, as party workers, we are aware of what's happening on the ground. Number two, you need to realize that in the last 9 years, the basic character of India's politics has changed. There was a notion 9 years ago that, you need to vote for change if you want development in the country. Today, the notion has absolutely changed. People believe that if you want development, you need continuity. That is what this government has done. And pro-incumbency vote is a reality today. So you should not be surprised if in the states where BJP got, around 80% of the seats, whether it was UP, whether it was Rajasthan or Gujarat, we will retain that number. And additionally, you will be surprised by the upsurge in some of the states which I just mentioned.
So let me ask Smita that,
I'll
because
give you an
there is a
example,
big calculation, and I think they've been saying, the BJP has been sort of betting on this for the last 3 or 4 years at least, that there will be an eastward expansion, whether in Bengal or in Odisha, Telangana, Andhra, Tamil Nadu, the eastern seaboard as it were, to make up for any potential losses in the Hindi heartland, because obviously they maxed out both in 2014 and 2019. How easy or difficult would that be? Because there it's not a Congress-BJP straight fight. In every one of those states, there are very strong regional players, and it's BJP versus those strong regional players.
Well, Rahul Gandhi in the parliament had said that it's not going to happen. From Bengal to Orissa to Andhra Pradesh and then Tamil Nadu and Kerala, he said you will not be able to go further down. That was said even about the BJP, that they will not be able to go into the Northeast. The Northeast was the Congress and regional parties' domain. But that watershed was broken. So, Indian electorate is totally unpredictable. Also, this 180 to 200, this whole talk, whispers in the corridor in 2019. If you remember, Zaka, there was this Club 180. And that Club 180 was within the BJP, it was said. That there were people within the BJP who were thinking that if it's Club 180, what they were called, that if that happens, that the BJP comes to 175 or 180, then it's possible that there could be a change in the leadership in the BJP. Now the Club 180 seems to be the opposition, which is hoping to restrict the BJP to 180. They are not talking in terms of a change of leadership in the BJP, even if it is 180, but a change in the leadership of a united opposition, if that happens. A united opposition seems to be a figment of imagination at this stage, because the BJP has got its targets ready. The opposition doesn't have it. It's still fragmented with different egos and different battles and different game plans for 2024. Even for 2023, the game plans are different. It's not going to be easy in 2023 for the states that you mentioned, which is Karnataka or Madhya Pradesh or Rajasthan. It's not going to be easy in these places. And yet the BJP in its national executive is going to set new targets. It's going to make its vision more razor sharp. It's going to put more foot soldiers on the ground. It's going to make its messaging sharper. It's going to interact more with the voters, because that's what they do. That's how they go into an election mode, which is to talk. And the other important thing, which, people who sit in, including me, who sit and do this analysis, we don't understand this whole concept of Labhartis. People who have got those gas cylinders, people who have got that electricity, water on tap, the Ujjwala Yojana, the housing, all those, and the bathrooms, those who have got that, nobody can understand how they have gone through life.
So Sanjay, I was just going to ask Sanjay that. I mean, the fact is also that there is a Labharti constituency that has been cultivated by the BJP, whether it's the 80 crore people who were fed during COVID, whether it is the 10 crore people who've got a toilet in their homes, the 4 crore women who've got gas cylinders because of Ujjwala, the Jan Dhan accounts. I mean, I don't want to go on and on, but the fact is that there is a constituency that votes for the BJP because they've seen a significant transformation in their lives. Now, you can't discount that. You can't just say that all of that is just Hindutva.
Zaka, let me give you two short responses to that. Number one, the political one. The Congress probably is in pole position in Karnataka as we speak. And if the party were not to commit any seminal error, I have a feeling it's going to start 2023 on a very positive footing with a momentum, with a victory in Karnataka, with an absolute majority probably, that will put, I think, the BJP in a corner, because their government there is not just corrupt, it's terribly incompetent. And I'm telling you because I have lots of contacts in Karnataka, both urban as well as non-urban. On the question that you talked about, these welfare expenditure, blah, blah, blah. I have been doing my own little study before the budget comes up. And the data, Zaka, if you look at it, is stunning. I looked at all the data for the rural poor, and you look at the data for the urban poor and the middle class. And you'll be astonished to know, and this is from the government survey of the NSO, that actually Indians, rural poor, agricultural labor, part-time labor, urban people who work in construction and other sectors are today worse off than they were before the pandemic. And you can give these sobs, a ration here, an LPG cylinder. But think about it, Zaka, as a family, you need income, because that income is your sustainability.
Okay.
So I do believe that the reason why the BJP ought to be extremely nervous, and the opposition, especially the Congress, has a humongous chance, is because, truth be told, India is today not doing well. They keep talking about the fastest growing economy.
Yeah.
What they don't tell you is it is on a very low base of a minus 6.7% GDP growth rate. And today Saudi Arabia is the fastest growing economy.
I'll give Advaita the final word. In terms of opposition strategy, and again, this is a logic that's been put forth by some opposition leaders. It doesn't have to be Modi versus X or Y or Z. It doesn't have to be Modi versus Mamta or Modi versus Kejriwal or Modi versus Rahul Gandhi. They are saying one of the strategies is to find the best candidate out of 543 constituencies. It's going to be Modi versus the local candidate in each of those constituencies, because as the Prime Minister himself said in the Gujarat campaign, you're voting directly for me. So I suspect that the BJP voter who's voting for their MPs, they're directly voting for Modi. They don't necessarily care who the BJP candidate is. The vote is for Modi. So if you can find the best local candidate in those 543 constituencies to take on Modi, that is the opposition strategy. You don't need a national face like a Rahul Gandhi or a Mamta Banerjee. Do you buy that strategy of fighting the election? Because that's one school of thought in the opposition.
Well, maybe that is the only school of thought, because really, where is the opposition figure who can challenge Modi at this point of time? And that's really as simple as and straightforward as it gets. There isn't one. So if they have to reimagine how they're going to put up an opposition, then maybe this is one way to go, because the other path is really them fighting it out and dueling it out and sulking and going in together or going at it alone, and all of this drama, which will keep us very busy, going on till the 2014 general elections, because they don't have their act together. They don't have their chemistry together. And that's evident for everyone to see. So if they really need to go at it, maybe they need to do it piecemeal, one seat at a time. I'm not certain what their strategy will be at this point of time. I have complete sympathy, because Prime Minister Modi is a phenomenon, and there's no denying that. And it's very tough for any opposition to put up a candidate against him who will be just as appealing on that pan-national level. That candidate doesn't exist.
Okay.
And I don't think that candidate is going to be available by the time 2024 rolls around either. So they will have to rethink this and be a little more pragmatic about what the situation is, and not quite as fanciful as sometimes you get to hear, thinking that certain victories will change things. I mean, that's not what's happened.
About 2004 and 1977, where again there were big, strong leaders, and there wasn't a face to take on those leaders. But I think electoral politics has certainly changed in the last 10 years. We are, for whatever it's worth, in our campaigns, definitely more presidential. There is a different way in which the Indian electorate votes in a Lok Sabha election as compared to state assembly elections. If you go back again to 2018-19, the state assembly elections just before 2019 Lok Sabha, the Congress won all three big states. It won Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. And yet, less than 6 months after that, in the general election, look at the kind of mandate that Narendra Modi got. So I think it's absolutely critical to know that the Indian electorate is mature enough to vote differently for state and for Lok Sabha. And it is absolutely critical that when Mr. Modi is on the ticket, when he is running for office, there is a certain premium, an extra 10% that adds on to the BJP. The opposition needs to find that face. And Advaita is right. Right now, there is no face to take on Mr. Modi nationally. Can they find 543 faces to take him on locally? We'll wait and see. But for the moment, though, I want to thank all our guests for joining us on Debate 1. here on BrassTacks. But let's shift focus. The big battle that's coming up, and the first big one of 2023, is going to be Karnataka, where today Priyanka Gandhi Vadra was campaigning. She's played the woman card. 2,000 rupees for all women of that state is what the Congress is promising. The BJP is saying this is exactly what they've been arguing against. The politics of bravery culture. Details right on the other side.